Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the LAFS Podcast. My name is Samantha Tams. I'm co-founder of LAFS, and I'm joined today here by Nathania Dominique. Nathania is the co-founder of FURCY Botanik. And I have to say, as a personal story, that I met Nathania and the team, and Norbellis Richards, before LAFS 2023. We were approached by the brand as an opportunity to sponsor the event, and we had the product in LAFS 2023. As a personal story, I want to share that as soon as I wrapped the edition of LAFS 2023 in Miami, my face was torn apart. I had, breakouts all over my face. I don't know if it was due to stress. I don't know if it was makeup. I usually never wear makeup in my life, in my day to day. I don't know what was going on with my face. The products that I had been using for years were not working. I actually started wearing makeup to cover all these breakouts my face felt horrible. So as soon as we wrapped up LAFS 2023, I get this product and I'm like, I'm going to try it. I mean, it's 100% natural. What wrong can it do to my face? And this is not an ad, seriously, but this is primarily the reason that I wanted to record this podcast with Nathania. It completely changed my face and it healed it from the inside out. It not only, the blemishes and the scars of the blemishes, because, I was picking my face. I was just like so embarrassed about it. It honestly felt like it was, regenerating. And I immediately emailed them afterwards. It was about December because the summit was in November. And it was about December, and my face felt completely different. And I was like, what is it in this product that it changed my face drastically? And this is what we're going to learn today. And I'm so happy to have Nathania here and for her to tell us the story, the product, the research and development that goes into this product, and also having them in this upcoming summit in LAFS Miami 2024. So welcome, Nathania.
Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for the beautiful introduction. And also, I'm so happy for your review. When you sent us that email, it really touched my heart because we have been working so hard for that, for these results. And this is exactly what FURCY is all about, targeting the root cause of everything, of skin aging, no matter what it is. For dullness, it really helps. So thank you so much for having me today. I'm so happy and so happy to represent FURCY Botanik.
No, and I'm so happy for you to join us and really tell us the story of what inspired you to
Ah,
create FURCY Botanic.
but first I have to say FURCY is a little village on the mountaintop of Haiti. It's 1 hour away from the capital. I grew up going there when I was little for vacation or weekends with my parents. And I remember once I was getting close to FURCY, the soil would start changing and it will have a terracotta color. So the terracotta color is the color of our brand today, FURCY. It's an untouched soil, organic and pure. Everything that grows there has an amazing aroma, is pure, it's better, it has a lot of efficacy. So the beauty about FURCY is when I discover this mushroom only grows there. It grows after the rain, and you have to be very quick to go and take it because after a few hours it dies. So it's not something we can grow. You have to be very fast, you have to be lucky and go get it. So when I got this mushroom, I knew I had something special. So before launching FURCY, I have to tell you, I had another brand and I was, working in my body care, skincare, everything. And I met Harvey Gideon. Harvey Gideon is the ex-VP of Estee Lauder and spent 40 years there working as one of the best chemists that they had. And he launched many beautiful products and brands. And he really wanted to do something with me, but he said, listen, find me something that only grows there, that is unique, and we'll test it. And I told him, I have the right thing. So we decided to test it. And once we tested the level of beta glucan, which is the level of moisture that it holds, we were so surprised and so overwhelmed with the results. We said, okay, we have to do a product with that. We're going to test to see everything that it can do, and we're going to go a step further and bioferment. When you bioferment an ingredient, it enhances the potency of that ingredient. So FURCY started like that. We started creating a gel creme, the gel creme legend that you know, that you've
Oh my
been
God, it's
using,
amazing. Yes.
the serum pneumatic to repair overnight, and the essence to keep the hydration going all day long. But what I love with FURCY is we were a little different from all the other skincare out there. Most skincare always target one skin concern, whether it's wrinkles, whether it's pores, dullness, whatever. But this one, these ingredients, they target everything, everything in women of all ages, you know? I could continue telling you what really inspired me to do that is that I grew up in my country. We have, I don't know if you have that in your country also, we have what you call a doctor fair. A doctor fair is a traditional medicine doctor, is a leaf doctor that
Okay.
uses everything natural and mixed potions, whether it's herbs and with tea and bath, and it will do that for health, for beauty. So I remember my mom always telling me, look at your grandma. She's almost turning 80. She has no wrinkles. It used to really like surprise me looking at her because for me, a grandma, when I have the image of a grandma, it's a very old person. And she would use tricks like very, very ice cold water her whole life, use it, and then use like carrot based soap that she would make, and just mix of a lot of things just to keep her skin naturally young because she didn't have access to modern medicine. She didn't have access to the beauty products that maybe we had in the US. So we really had to just do our own recipes. And I grew up like that with my grandmother, my aunt, just doing our own recipes. So that's how I got into the beauty world. I studied since in my 20s. I started doing this myself, and I fell in love with it and very passionate with it.
So you're from an Italian Haitian origin. Were you living in Haiti back then?
Yes, I was born and raised in Haiti. My mom is Italian. My dad is Haitian and French. And there's a big mix in Haiti of a lot of people. But growing up in Haiti has been like growing up in nature. We don't have
Of
malls.
course.
We don't
Yes.
have you basically you create we don't spend time on screen so much like here. Um, I know that it's not like the modern world, but there was an advantage to it. We were really living underground, like living in nature. And every time I would be in Fusi, I feel like I was really in heaven. There was a peace, a serenity, and I was always eating organically. I didn't know what it was to eat processed food. I didn't know that.
And that is the ultimate luxury right now, don't you think? Like what you used to
Expensive.
think that was not part of the modern world and that you didn't have access to all these brands, the American brands or all these European brands. Now it's going backwards. It's the ultimate luxury to really source the product from the earth, eat product from earth that's going to heal you from the inside out.
Yes, that is true. And I am happy to see that the new generation is now very open and very aware of what they eat and what they put in their skin and the ingredient list. They are very aware, unlike the big companies that were there before us. I noticed that even they want to start getting more clean and have this awareness and clean beauty. And it's very bad that today this is like right now eating organically, it has become expensive. Like you say, it's like a luxury. This is truly what I miss in my country right now. But I hope that the new indie brand can like really trace an example for the new brands to come to just go that way, go this direction. This is what I
Was
want.
this something that you were noticing a big gap in the beauty industry that, kind of like gave you the desire to create a natural, like a clean beauty brand?
Honestly, yes. like I said, when I was in my country, we didn't have access to all this beauty. I remember the one cream that I truly know that existed there was Nivea. This is like was a very popular, like for us it was like a big deal having the Nivea there. But yes, there is this big gap going on, and I was kind of tired of using. I was, let's say, a beauty junkie. I would, when I got here, I started buying all kind of products, and not everything would work. I would have, I have sensitive skin. I have a combination skin. I would break out once a month. I would have, if you see my skin 4 years ago, it's not the skin I have today. I felt like I went 5 years backward. And what I like with FURCY Botanik is our concept is beauty span. The same way we want to conserve our health span, we want to conserve our beauty span. Our product works quick and it lasts long. 3 days after using our product, you see a difference. 5 days, it gets better. 11 days, it gets better. And we want that with generations and generation for all women, young or older or mature women, whatever it is. This natural product really helps. It's effective so fast. But modern science is very necessary. And this is what I with Harvey. Harvey really taught me, it's the best mentor I can ask for. He taught me so many things because I was all about natural, natural, natural. But you do need all the nutrients that has been discovered with nature, whether it's hyaluronic acid, peptides, niacinamide, for the pores, squalene, you name it. We had to make our potion even it enhance the effectiveness of these natural ingredients. So this is how we were able to make something very magical. And we didn't just came out with it like that. We did consumer testing. We did the in vitro testing. Today, people want to see proof. They don't want promises. They don't believe that, oh, look, this is what it's going to do for your skin. And this is what I learned this past year because we launched a year ago, just exactly a year ago. And I realized people want to see proof. Not just the before and after. They want to see what it's going to do for your skin 2 days after you use it, 3 days after you use it, in 1 year after you use it. Is it going to keep on going? Are you going to have to switch it? Every seasons, do you have to switch your skincare? We're not with FURCY Botanik. And this is where the sustainability comes for us. These 3 products is what you need for all seasons. And also it's all you need. If you
That's
want
what I
to,
was going to say. It's only 3 products, which in my case, I do not have not only the time, but the discipline to apply a 10-step skincare routine. Like I don't have that. I've never had it. Like I've struggled with it. I'm 40 years old. I'm like, I should be, very mindful of this. But when I tried it, it was just 3 steps. It was just like 3 products that I needed. And I saw the results. That's when I was like, wow, this is really something that, my skin is really kind of like thanking me that I am using these products. And I'm very curious about this mushroom. I think that we once did a beauty market research for a company, like kind of like studying the different products that you can find in the region in Latin America as a whole. We in Latin America maybe compared to maybe Indian skincare, it's more Ayurvedic, with different things. In Latin America, it's about maybe papaya or like fruits or herbs, or you were just saying like vegetables like mushroom. Tell me more about this active, like, okay, so it's really a very close window where you can get this and source this main element that then afterwards, what do you do to preserve it? What do you do to actually,
I'm happy that you asked that. Before I even went into looking for it, what really fascinated me was that all of us Haitians, we eat the jonjon mushroom and our rice and our polenta, whatever, and we have a dish. We almost eat it every day. Why? Because back then they used to eat it, and it has a lot of protein. It gives a lot of strength, and people would just eat it all the time, every day, and they would be healthy. I was curious about that. They would be hydrated. They would have strength. It has vitamin A and B and so many things. And I said, if this is good to eat, if you can eat something and it's good for you, it must be good for your skin. So this is exactly what Harvey had told me. He said, let's find out what's so amazing about it. When we do our, let's say, our jonjon rice, we use dried jonjon. So when we take out the jonjon from the nature, we let it dry. And then once it becomes dry, you can conserve it for years. It doesn't get bad, you know. But this is why we also do the biofermentation. Once you do, when you collect all the jonjon, all the mushroom, you do the biofermentation process. And from the biofermentation process, you're able to do all the products that you want to do. And for me, this mushroom has been the most mysterious mushroom in the world because, Haiti is connected to the Dominican Republic. And in the Dominican Republic, you can search everywhere. You will not find it. It's one island. Why? What this is the most mysterious mushroom. Nowhere around the world you will find that mushroom. But it is so hydrating and it has so much protein. We are very proud to have this mushroom.
Yeah, and I was like, when I was preparing to do this interview, like you really have a lot of, the values of your company, of your product. It's really embedded in the brand, like from inception to right now that you launched the product, that you've been in business for over a year. Tell us about those values that are really important to you guys.
First of all, we do believe, and especially from where I'm from, we want to help the earth. We believe in being sustainable. I don't know if you know this, but we built our gel crème Lejeune to be refillable. We source our packaging smartly. We are sustainable even in our shipping. We don't ship expedited or overnight. We have values that we want to respect. We want to build also a community that appreciates what we are giving. We don't want to just create. We didn't create a product just to do business or just to do another, because listen, there's so many products out there. The market is saturated. We created something we know you need. We know will facilitate your life, make it easy to just use this and be happy with your skin. And trust me, I've tried over and over, and this was it for me. So we stand for integrity, because I have to tell you, being sustainable doesn't sell your product. It doesn't. It's an investment. It's actually more costly to be sustainable today, to have a packaging like this, to have your product toxic free. We don't have any, parabens or artificial fragrance. We don't have any of that colorant. We don't have that. We don't want to apply this on our skin. We want the purest form to be applied on your skin. So we stand for that, and we're always going to stand for that. And if I do create any new product, it would be for a solution. It will be for a specific solution in this with the same strategy. This is what we stand for.
What were you before? I kind of understood that you had beauty brands, or you had a beauty product before FURCY.
Yes.
Or what was your story before that? And how do you see yourselves as an entrepreneur, as a beauty entrepreneur, what you just said? Like there is so many products out there. The world is saturated with products, especially in the beauty market. And there's a lot of things that, some people buy just because the brand, or some people are really leaning towards clean beauty. Some people, which could be or could not be clean beauty. You as an entrepreneur, what made you launch FURCY versus keeping or evolving or even making better the product that you already owned?
I love this question. I have to tell you that I learned so much from the other brand that I had. So that other brand was my first baby. I'm a creator. I love to create. So I was constantly in my lab creating a new collection every month. I think that after 4 years, I had 250 SKUs. it was crazy. Every season I will come out with, we have, in my country, we have the best vetiver, the best mango, everything so natural. And then we will make butter out of it, candles, body cream, you name it. And people will fall in love with it. And what I did in that brand was to give you, I'm a perfumer, so I would give you a fragrance that will enhance an emotion. So we had the love vibration, the aura cleansing. It was also a holistic approach in wellness. So I was all about creating, and I was at the same time managing the business. I was one woman show. I was doing my content, I was doing my marketing, I was doing the creation. It was beautiful until I realized I could not do it by myself. And I realized I was doing too much. I remember the first day that Harvey entered my cafe, because I have a cafe there where I had all the products there. He said, "That's way too many products."
I
And
know.
how do you do all this, But I don't regret doing that, because that was one of the best times of my life. Just remember that the sky was the limit. I created a golden glow oil for your skin, to you name it, whatever somebody came, okay, I need this, I would create it. Like I was the lab, a customized lab. And I realized I could not do it. And this is why with this new brand, what I learned is I have an amazing dream team. I have an amazing dream team. Each person is responsible for something, and it gives so much strength to a brand, to a company. And now I can totally focus on the product development and on what I'm going to create. And also, I still have an eye on what's going on in the company, in the marketing. I have a say, and I want to have a say because I know how amazing and what the essence of the brand is. So I have to be able to manage that, but I let them do it. I let them do it. It's good to delegate. It's good to know that you have a very strong team behind you. I don't think I'll ever do that again. Like do everything. I was younger, but honestly, with everything that happened back in my country and I had to leave, I had to close down that brand. And today we are based in the US. FURCY Botanik is based in the US. We do source from FURCY. We also source from France and from Brazil. So we source from many places around the world, but we are based today in the US. And I learned in a very, very hard way that you cannot do everything. You have to be able to manage what you can do and have someone else that knows better than you do what they can do.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I think that as the company grows, you really need to trust people that are in your team to do what they do best, sometimes even better than you as a founder, because there's no other way to grow a company except bringing in people smarter than you that will contribute to your mission and to your dream. So, but it's natural as an entrepreneur, as a first-time entrepreneur, when the company is really small, to have all these different hats. Everybody that's in entrepreneurship has lived it or is currently living it, and it's a pain. It's a growing pain. But definitely, it's great that you're able to delegate now to other people, different areas of your business, in order for you to focus really on what you're good at. That it looks like it's a lot about research and development. So tell us about that. Like, are you constantly sourcing other ingredients? What are you doing to keep evolving the brand?
This is what I like. For example, if we want to do a new product right now, the main thing is look for that ingredient, that unique ingredient, because there's so many ingredients out there, and every time you find one, you realize that it's already been used over and over and over. And I'm gonna give you an example. The guayaba leaf that we use in our product, we also biofermented the guayaba leaf. The guayaba that grows in FURCY is unlike any other guayaba that grows around the world. I promise you that. When we took the guayaba leaves and we saw that it's more effective than most vitamin C's out there in the market, because the level of antioxidant is crazy. So we have tests, we have results, we have proof that what our product is amazing. So I could go in FURCY right now and look for the hibiscus, for example, and see the results of this hibiscus and go around the world and find any other hibiscus, and I will see a difference. So for me, it can be a very unique ingredient, but it has to be effective, or it can be something new that didn't exist before, which is very, very difficult and rare to find. Very difficult. It can take years. Like it took us 3 years to build these three products that you see right there, because we had to create a very strong foundation. We had to know that this product really work. For example, you see, I mentioned the hibiscus. And for example, our Dr. Leaf in Haiti, we use the hibiscus for everything. For if you have cold, we have a tea. And we drink this all the time because it gives the most hydrated skin possible. If you have hibiscus tea right now, your skin will be glowing, just glowing. Hibiscus is, and this is kind of what we put in our.
Wow, I didn't know that. So I love this Dr. Leaf concept that in bringing that into your brand as part of the storytelling and part of, bringing your heritage into
Yes,
the brand. It's
ancestral knowledge.
fascinating.
Yes,
It
I
is
love it
fascinating.
because I learned so many things, and I used to think they were crazy sometimes. I'm like, they would tell me, take this oil. We have a special castor oil in our country. It's super heavy and it smells differently. It would be like, if your daughter is sick, just put it under her feet and put it on her head or something. Tomorrow she'll wake up all new. And I would do it and it would be true. For example, my husband had a very bad COVID situation, and he really thought that was it. That's it. It's gonna be gone. He said, okay, goodbye. He said goodbye to all of us. And then we asked the doctor leave to come over. He said, everybody step away. And he asked for almond leaf to wet it. And then he put it on his forehead. He told him to lay down. And then he gave it a tea, associate tea. I don't really know how to say that in English. It's a tea that is very sour. And he drank it. After 1 hour, my husband had no fever. He was back to normal as if he never had COVID in his life. Now he said, do not drink this tea for another 48 hours, and don't put any almond leaf on you. Leave it, stay like that. And this was for us the one of the most like moment where we were like, wow, like why an almond leaf in your forehead and this tea will basically cure you.
Yes.
And this is kind of what they do. They heal you with natural things, and this amazes us every time. This so I grew up knowing these little recipes, and I have to share it with the world. You can take natural things and basically help people cure your face, stay beautiful longer, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how do you see the landscape for brands, small brands or indie brands like you in the
Mhm.
business? When we have such big conglomerates, you know, not stealing the show, but it's basically the majority of the products out there are owned by huge conglomerates. Like you said, they might not be clean beauty, but it's something that it's embedded in, or there's a lot of brand awareness towards the mass market. How do you see the landscape for you guys in terms of building the business? And what's your strategy? Is it direct to consumer with a niche consumer? Is it going out there to retail stores to place your product inside the stores? What has been for FURCY?
Okay, so I would say that the landscape is super conscious and clean beauty. That's true. I have to say that for most of the indie brands that are here today, they are just like us. We're not the only ones. The one thing I can tell you is that that the sun shines for everyone. It's true because each of us, for some reason, we come out with something different. I'm amazed to see what other brands comes out with. And sometimes it would take me a moment where I have that genius moment. My genius moment is a certain hour during the day where all the inspiration just comes rushing in, and I'm thinking about it. In a few months after, I see someone created exactly what I was thinking about. So I think that the landscape right there right now today is very crowded. It's also very dangerous because to build a beauty brand today, it costs a lot of money. It's a big investment, and success is not guaranteed. You have to be aggressive. I have to say that last year and this year, in 2023 and 2024, 2 different years. When I started, I was doing the right thing. I said, I'm going to grow organically. As a new brand, I'm going to grow organically, build my community, and do what I have to do. Today, new brand, any brand knows that this is not the way to go. You have to have a very strong marketing, aggressive marketing before launch, and go very strong for it. Have people talk about you, be bold, turn the head, let them know you are here. You have to reach out. You cannot wait to be discovered. So this is for me the difference, because right now what we do is D2C. We are online right now. I have to say that in the next 5 years, what we do decide to do is we want to be in the retail stores and also be international. This is our plan. But right now we're concentrated on brand awareness and direct to consumers.
Would you have done it differently in the early stages of FURCY? Like now looking back, would you say like I should have been more aggressive in marketing since the beginning?
It is the one thing that I regret. I don't regret anything else but that one. That one I regret. I regret being so passive on the marketing because I did not realize how fast, social media marketing changes every month. At the end of the day, none of us know really what to do. We have to listen to our gut feeling. And if I knew it was going to be this way, I would have been more aggressive. I would have started my marketing way before launch and very strong presence online. This is one thing I would do differently. Yes.
And what's your target audience? Did you identify this target audience before product launch, or really, once you launched the product and when you saw who was responding to it?
Change, yes, definitely. When we launched the product, I was like, okay, 35 and up, 35 to 55, because 30s is when you start seeing the little, dullness, wrinkles, and you are really becoming committed. We were targeting smart consumers and also like people that really want to get into the discipline and commitment into using this product, not just buy different products. We wanted to target that. And once we launched, we noticed that we had 60 and up, 50 and up, and younger, like teenagers that have like pimples and breaking out. They're using it today and they're testifying like, I don't have any more pimples. I don't have to be using this strong medicine that they give me. So that's when beauty spin comes. We target all generations. Yes.
And it's impressive to see the younger generations how obsessed they are with beauty products. And I have a 9-year-old, but she sometimes acts like she is 13. And I see and I hear the conversations of skincare, and I'm like, wow. But then when you think about it, especially for younger women or teenagers, you don't want them to be using products that are, full of chemicals. So if they're into this trend, they might as well just start using clean products. Have you attacked that demographic?
Definitely. I have to say that I was very worried when I started reading a lot of news about that. I have to say that I studied late. I studied very late using products. I was kind of like my grandmother, just using like cold water or just a soap. And I realized that today young people are using way too many, even makeup, way too many products that are toxic. And my daughter is 5 years old. And if she spends too long after the sun, today I would definitely put the gel creme on her face because I trust my product. I know what I put in it and I know that it will not affect. I'm not going to do this on a daily basis, but I will definitely do it just to cool down the sun. Now, I don't advise any young kids to start doing any routine. No, just keep it simple. This is, your skin. Once you get used to your skin with that, you're damaging it. You're going to make it dependent on a cream, on something. There's no, I would not advise that. But definitely
I couldn't agree more.
puberty comes, and when puberty comes, you need products. And that's where I think we can help because we are clean. I guarantee you that the product you put in your face, you can trust it.
Now tell me something. Where did you see your brand in 5 years' time? not only in the product development side, but also how you are impacting the beauty industry. What's in the books for you guys?
Okay, so honestly, right now, you know that we're a startup in the startup stage. So in the next 5 years, honestly, we definitely want to be really known in the US. We want to establish our strong foundation here in the US and also internationally. So international. So we in the next 5 years, we definitely want to be there. We want to be also in the retail, the expanding into retailers. Um, Building international presence is important for us because it's we want to be worldwide. We don't just want to be, here. And something that I didn't mention to you earlier, but in FURCY we have a school called Kids of FURCY Foundation. Way before FURCY started, my husband and I were already helping them with school, Christmas parties. With it's very cold out there with warm clothes, and every transaction that is made on our website, $5 goes to the Kids of FURCY. And for me, in the next 5 years, I would like to see that school expand also, because these kids, I have to say, even the parents don't know how to read. So on the weekends, we give school to the parents. The kids are they are so happy right now. We're teaching them how to do agriculture, how to eat their own, vegetables, and they have a library now, and everything is just since we opened FUSI, a Botanic, so many new things happen with them. So I can imagine in 5 years how many wonderful things will be happening. It's not just a foundation like I saw a lot of foundations, but this is really legit. This is something that is close to our heart. We know the name of these kids. They are very close to our heart. This village is like home to me. So I'll also in 5 years I hope there'll be more success there.
That's amazing. So what ages are these kids?
3 years old to 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Some of them are 18 years old and they are still in middle school because they didn't have the means to start early and they didn't know, So we don't really look at the age so much. We basically want to help all of them. The ones that are way too old, like in their 20s, we give them also classes on weekends with we partnered with IT Future. It's a future IT, and it's someone that helps the parents and older kids to read, to evolve, even speaking English. So we're helping the whole village basically. Yeah.
That's a beautiful mission. That's a beautiful mission. And, I think that, again, going back to the mission, vision, and ethos of a brand, the world needs more brands like this. The world needs more good things happening, not only in the product side, but also the impact that you are making with your product on other communities, and I think that if brands, there's always a way that, yes, there is a social impact component, or, but you really need for your audience to really know about all these things, because I do feel that the consumer is really, really interested right now in learning and being they're more they're leaning more towards a brand that is taking care of the world, that's taking care about the nature, the communities, and all that, than just a brand that is just there to sell and
Exactly.
and yeah.
Yes.
So definitely, I mean, a huge congratulations. I can't wait to learn
Thank
more about,
you.
the FURCY village, and you should also have footage about it. It's so interesting.
Yes, yes. We do have some, and I'm gonna go back very soon. I have to go see those kids and just walk there because every time I go back there, I feel like I ground myself and I'm back to me. There's something magical about that place. So definitely, yeah, I would.
So, what lessons have you learned as an entrepreneur, Nathania, that in the beauty industry, and in this world that you have, because obviously there's a lot of people listening to us that are entrepreneurs, but they can be in other industries. But as a whole, I think that we're all sharing our, the same path, the ups and downs of entrepreneurs. What are the lessons that have you learned?
I'm gonna be very honest with you. I never thought I would find so many challenges, and I realized there are more lows than highs. But what I learned is you cannot lose your passion. You have to stay on the path of success. And even in the lows, I realized that patience was what I was lacking the most. I learned to have more patience than I ever thought I would, because when you find a challenge and especially in the beauty industry today, I remember when I went to LAFS and I listened to Tata Hopper. She was saying the first thing she said, if you're planning on getting into the beauty business, don't even think about it. Don't don't waste your time unless you have something to offer that is different. And she was right. And if you do have something to offer that is going to make a difference, go for it, go full force for it. Even if it takes years, go full force for it. It might take time. You might feel like you might feel discouraged and the lows. Don't give up. Keep the flame going. The passion has to be there. The moment the passion dies, it will die, because the energy you put into this, it will reflect. The consumers will feel like, is this really alive or not? So I think staying on the path of success, don't be discouraged. Like, take your priorities, have your priorities straight. Is this worth it? Is this necessary? There's a lot of investment I made at the beginning of in the company that today I wouldn't, because I see how marketing is. I would do like crazy photography that would cost so much. Today, phone photography is enough. It definitely is enough. Have real people, show real people. And for me, what I would say to someone is just stay passionate about what you're doing. Don't stay in the path of success.
I remember that panel like it was yesterday, where Tata did say that exactly. Like, do
I
not
got
create more trash. Yeah, you were behind me. I actually remember you. Do not create more trash. Like, why would you just create something that it's not good for the planet, not good for people? There's enough out there already.
and just
Um, yeah, absolutely. And I think that yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. Like, if you really think and if you've done your homework and really saying, okay, I've created this amazing product that's going to change lives, that is going to impact communities. There's nothing out there like this. Absolutely. Go for it. And yeah, the road to entrepreneurship, there's a lot of highs and lows. There's a lot of no's. There's more no's sometimes than
Mhm.
yeses.
Mhm.
It's not a sprint. I always say it's a long haul. It's really like a resistance, race. It's really something that you need to develop thick skin for. Um, but truly, when there is a deep passion about your product, the mission of the company, and what you really, really stand for, like you say, the clients at the end of the day will feel that passion for your product. And ultimately, if the product is so great and out of this world,
Thank you.
it's only going to take time, of course, and a lot of money in marketing. But
Yes. Yes.
yes, definitely.
Yes. And I plan to stay.
No, and I mean, again, it's a great, great product. And I am sure that, I mean, it's only been 1 year.
I
It's only been
know.
1 year.
For me, I feel like it's been 5 years, because
It's
I've learned
decades. Yeah.
so many things. I've learned, like, sometimes I cried, I laugh, I had all these emotional moments, and then I said, okay, I cannot be emotional. Like you say, I grew thick skin. Today, I can think with a clear head. I am very passionate. I'm very happy and very hopeful. And I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing, because I know it can really change somebody's life.
Absolutely. And it looks like you have a very clear mindset of, what your brand stands for and your team stands for. And I'm pretty sure that you guys are going to do amazing, amazing things. We can't wait to see you again in November. Um, and really see what is in store for you guys, because the sky is the limit with your passion, your research and development, the way that you impact your communities, the way that you really source the best ingredients that are also very part of your culture and heritage. That is amazing that you guys are giving us a little bit of a piece of your culture and heritage and the way you heal things. So that is super impactful just to hear that story, you know, like I can't wait to see what's in store for you guys. And you know that I'm the biggest fan already. So because I've tried it, I used it, and seriously, that's my skincare routine right now, and that's why I was so passionate about doing this interview, because I'm the true testimony of what it is to use your product. So congratulations, and I can't wait to see you in November.
I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, I'll see you in November. I can't wait for this. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. We'll see each other soon.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
bye.